Hey everybody, welcome back to another iiRcade Game Days. I'm your host, Michael, executive producer here at iiRcade. I try so hard not to mislead you all with titles, and yet you still like to speculate anyway, don't you? No, this Operation Wolf is not releasing today, so don't get your hopes up on that. However, we will talk about it. Yes, we will give you an update on that game because I know that you're all looking for that update, but not to get your hopes up because I know that you love to speculate and I've already seen the forums. So there you go. With that said, happy Friday, everybody, too. 2 games on the store today. We've got Mecha 8. There we go. Sorry about that. Mecha 8, which is another homebrew ColecoVision version. So from our good friends, oh my gosh, Oscar. There we go. Yes. So Oscar and Robert Peacock, if he's watching too, shout out to him for bringing us those amazing titles too. All the ColecoVision games that you see are actually brought to you by him, which is awesome because he does the oh my gosh, licensing there's a word that I'm looking for. Wow, my brain is not working today. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he helps bring them all. It's great. Anyway, so Mecha 8, along with we've got another In-City Games game called, let's see here, UFS League, right? So we'll talk about those 2 later on today, Mecha 8 and UFS League, actually in just a bit here, just a minute. But yeah, so those are 2 new games today too. One is a twin stick, not necessarily has to be twin stick either. There are button options within the game menu, and then Mecha 8's our ColecoVision game, which is a shoot 'em up. So a different style shoot 'em up because there weren't a lot of shoot 'em ups on Coleco, honestly. So really cool to have that game too. Glad to see more of that stuff too. After Princess Quest last week, I wasn't able to do the show last week. Still pretty busy today, but we'll keep it quick and smooth. See what's going on in the chat to Operation Speculation. Correct, Brooklyn. Thank you so much. I wish that I should have just titled it that. That's actually a much better shit title, honestly. Dream Crusher. Yeah, I know. That's what I am today. There we go. It's close though. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a bit here too. UFS can't wait to dive in. Yes, UFS League does have global leaderboard in that game. So let's see here. All right, we'll keep moving on for now. We'll actually get into the games right away, right? So in case you haven't seen it yet, let me pull up my videos here. There we go. We'll start with Mecha 8, right? So the first one on the store today. We'll talk about. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my video. Okay. All right, without further ado, here's the trailer for Mecha 8. All right, so there you go. So Mecha 8 is a shoot 'em up. It is, however, you're not a plane. You are a giant robot, which is great. So you pilot a giant mech suit, essentially, is really what it is, right? So Mecha 8, there you go. So along with this game does have a sequel, too, called Mecha 9. So stay tuned on those. However, Mecha 8 is out, available today. It is a standard kind of shoot 'em up, right? So with the exception that you do have, like, armor in this game and energy. So you can spend that as you choose. However, you can take on more than one hit, right? So it's not just like a one hit and done, like a game like Truxton, say, which is just an absolute bullet hell onslaught of everything. Yeah, so Mecha 8 does allow you some leeway a little bit, right, to get you through the game. However, it's still pretty difficult. Getting past the bosses especially, good luck. So it does have a cool storyline going on too. There is actual text and dialogue going on in the game. It's also why it's rated T. So there's some mature language in there, so do keep in mind if your little ones are playing it, just a heads up on that one too. It is rated teen just for mature language is really what it is too. There's nothing that crazy. However, it's up to your parenting expertise, not mine, right? It's your kid, not mine. So there you go. But yeah, Mecha 8 available for $4.99 on the store right now. So $5 for Mecha 8 today. Let's see. Has anybody checked it out yet? What's going on in my chat here? Questions on Mecha 8 that I can answer. Pretty cut and dry, right? It's a shoot 'em up. It's a good Coleco shoot 'em up. So if you're into Coleco style games, especially, it's here. It's there. It's everything you want. It does have a really cool soundtrack too, by the way, too. I like this game for the music as well. I'm a big fan of music in a lot of games, honestly, but yeah. Let's see here. All right, not too much going on in the chat, too. It's great. 102 people over here, too. Growing up right now, even more. Nothing going on. There we go. There we go. I got at least one on this game here. So Joey's asking, so was this a homebrew for ColecoVision? Yep, it's another homebrew for ColecoVision, just like Princess Quest was last week. They're brought to you by the same developer, Oscar. Wow, I cannot think of the last name right now. You can see it in the game. It's also listed in the instructions of the game and everything like that too. List the developer. Yes, so this is another one of those games brought to you by the same developer as Princess Quest. Princess Quest was last week, Mecha 8 this week. Yeah, homebrew ColecoVision. So in case you don't know what a homebrew ColecoVision is, it means that these guys still to this day are making games for the ColecoVision that run on the ColecoVision. So Mecha 8 actually does run. It has a cartridge and everything that does run. There is a version of it that runs on ColecoVision. Can't say ColecoVision version. It's a lot. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So that's what it is. That's a homebrew Coleco. But yes, this is a homebrew Coleco. So yes, it did not come out back in the day. It is a more modern game, which is actually a good thing a lot of times too, because modern game development there's a lot of rules of game design that we follow nowadays that didn't really exist back then because people were still trying to figure things out. So sometimes it was great because it makes it more challenging, and other times it makes it a little too challenging because it was just too frustrating and they didn't really know what to do. So that happens sometimes. 1 credit challenge tonight. All right, Casey. We'll probably watch and we'll see. Let me see it. We didn't mention that too. I'm so sorry. 2 weeks ago now too. Casey and No Quarter Gunther are overdoing shows now with somebody else, which is totally fine, by the way. There's nothing crazy going on here too. So no more iiRcade Zone, unfortunately, for the time being. However, you can still catch those guys over with the Old School Gamer magazine guys, right? So check them out. They've still got their stuff going on. So keep that in mind too. That's why Casey was just up. Thought I'd bring that up. I totally forgot about it. Let me see here. All right. Any other questions on this? Probably not. We can move on to UFS. But yeah, challenging game, by the way. I've played through this myself already. It'll kick your butt. Let's see here. All right. Nope, can't talk about games I can't talk about, by the way, chat, that I see. Price of UFS. Yeah, UFS. I mean, you can always check iiRcade.store, right? But UFS is so Mecha 9 or Mecha 8 is $4.99. UFS League today released for $7.99 is our version 2, which does include the global leaderboards and everything as well. It's a little less than other versions of the game. However, it does have the same features. So there you go. Let me see. Do I need a number pad to play this game? Nope, because we take care of that for you. Hence the beauty of the iiRcade, right? We do all that stuff on the back end for you, so you do not need a number pad to play this game. Fun fact, though, our ColecoVision games do actually work using the number pad controllers, by the way, with the dial and everything, spin dial. Yeah. So we have to take that. This is our proprietary software that we use, that we've made ourselves, right, for our controllers. It's very special. Things like the ColecoVision games are mapped to buttons the way that we do it ourselves. So we take all that and take all that data and stuff, and we do that ourselves on the back end. Yeah. So you don't have to do it. So it does play with buttons. They're listed. It's an A and B button game for the most part. ColecoVision games, including this one too. The player once start typically does pause the game still. However, the coin button, if you notice for, I think, almost all of our ColecoVision games, they actually are that mute button for the audio, which ColecoVision had. So it actually does that with the coin button for our versions. Fun fact. Let's see here. All right. Do we have a partnership with Pixel Boy? We actually don't talk to Pixel Boy. So these games are done through Robert, so our friend Robert, which you might see on social media in our Facebook groups and stuff, the iiRcade community group. Yeah, he'll post in there because he is actually the person who helps bring these games over. Yeah, so we don't have a relationship right now with Pixel Boy full force. However, yeah, the developer himself has full rights to license the game to us, which is cool. So. Not that we wouldn't work with Pixel Boy either. We just don't have current contact with them. So let's see here. All right, let's move on. We'll move on to UFS. All right, with no more questions on this, we're going to talk about games on Gamedaze today. So if you haven't seen the other game yet that released on the store today besides Mecha 8, it would be UFS League. So UFS League is brought to you by In-City Games, another one. So shout out to In-City Games. If Christopher's watching, hopefully he is. He usually sees the show too. So let's play this trailer and introduce you guys to UFS League.
$1 million wave number 12.
All right, short and sweet trailer. That's what I like to see, right? It doesn't give away a lot of the game. This is, so currently in our version especially, right, it launches with the arcade controls as the default option, which are listed in the instructions. However, so it's twin stick off the bat for this game because we figured that's probably how you're going to choose to play it. However, if you do go to the options in this game, there are multiple controller schemes that you can look at yourself and play through. So if you don't want to play twin stick, you don't have to for this game either. So In-City is an amazing developer, and they put all that stuff in for you to switch through, right? So play your way, essentially, right? So there you go. There's not full button mapping or anything like that for remapping and stuff. However, there's tons of control schemes in there, and they're all very, very unique and different. So I'm sure you'll find one if you don't like the twin stick. However, suggestion, play with twin stick. The arcade controls are right out the gate in our version, so yeah, it's best played. As someone who's played the game, yeah, there you go. It is a sort of Smash TV style game too, again, which is great. We got multiple now, which is cool. So that's sort of what it's based off of originally, but it's got its own twists and things. Of course, it does too, including the special ability to the Thunder, which you'll see on button C right out the gate. So the buttons are, by the way, mapped on both sides. So ABC, XYZ on both sides are the exact same buttons, with the joysticks being different is really what it is, right? So twin stick, left side movement, or I'm sorry, I'm mirrored, left side movement, right side aiming, and then A is going to be your like attack, and it does toggle it on and off. And then with that, you've also got B to do other stuff, your dash and everything like that, as well as C is going to be your thunder. XYZ are options and things like that too, as well as there are vehicles in the game. So Y is going to get you in and out of those vehicles. So you see that vehicle button, your inventory buttons, things like that. So 12 different stages of gameplay, and you can check out these different channels, which is really cool. So it's got a cool, like, it's a TV vibe, right? Because it's UFS League, you're watching it on TV. It's great. So it's got the old 90s static and everything too. 90s, 80s, both, I guess. Questions that I can answer on UFS League. Love letter to tonal cartridge. Kind of. Let me see here. Oh, I got to scroll up now. There's a lot. Okay, not a lot, actually, which is great. No online multiplayer. So Joey's asking, no online multiplayer for this game. However, there is online leaderboards for this game. This isn't really like a versus kind of game either, too. It wasn't built that way. It's built for you to take on waves and waves of enemies as well as boss fights and stuff. Let's see here. Question leaderboards. Yep, leaderboards are in. Yep, right out the gate. How the leaderboards work? Okay, so scoring works. I'm pretty sure it's just until you die. Yes, correct. Until you die. So it is technically always a 1/4 on that. There are different weapons and things that you can pick up, by the way, too, as you progress through the game. So, see, it looks like a chaotic robot. Yeah, it's kind of a chaotic Robotron, kind of. It's definitely more related to Smash TV, which are both kind of related games anyway, too. However, UFS League gets its own game. So, just like Saturn, it's its own game. Every game is based off another game. Trust me on that one. All right, not a lot of questions today. It's great. It's easy for me, too. I don't have a lot of time, so this is good for me. All right, so check those out. Yeah, both are available right now on the store. So pick them up today if you like them. If not, plenty of other games to choose from as well, too. Keep that in mind. You don't always have to buy everything. I'm such a terrible salesman for my own company, right? So there you go. But yes, pick up the games that you like. That's the beauty of the machine. That's the whole point of the console, right? So pick up the games that you like. If you don't think it's for you, you can always try it out and refund it within 30 minutes. So you've always got that policy going on, too. So. Got tea today, actually, instead of coffee. It's crazy, right? All right. Other news and updates, too, that we can get to. Love the shirt. Thank you, T-Fried. You can actually pick this up at iiRcade.com. It's in the apparel section. Yeah, so this is actually a long sleeve version, by the way, too. It's comfy. It's my winter shirt. It's cold here in Chicago, so in case you do want to pick one up yourself, it's there. Let's see. Yes, I can talk on this too. So MCAP is asking, so the gold IIRs are sold out. Yes, asterisks. Yes, the golds are sold out. Like we said, we don't know when we're going to restock them or if necessarily we're going to restock them. So that wasn't FOMO. That was actually me telling you multiple times about that. So yeah, there's no more golds currently in stock, and we do not have a plan to tell you if there's going to be more or when there will be more. So yeah, stay tuned on that stuff, right? We're very focused on software this year, especially. So we will get talking to more of that stuff later on this year, probably more towards the summer, I would venture to guess. So yeah. Yeah, currently golds are out of stock. There is still stock, I believe. Handful of Dragon's Lure cabs are still around there from production last run, as well as Retromania is still available too. The most recent Retromania round is going still, and you can pick those up on our site or Best Buy as well too. And Best Buy will have some sales coming up, so keep an eye. If you're looking to pick up a Retromania cabinet for sale prices, check out bestbuy.com. Keep an eye on that. They do have sales going on. I do believe this weekend potentially too. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember the full schedule offhand, but yes. Let me see here. Yeah, so currently we just have the standard editions available. Yep. 4K iiRcade coming. Don't hold your breath on that one. All right. Anything else here? Yeah, we'll talk about what else is coming down the pipe though too. We've talked about this before. The system update that is coming to you, 9.011.000, coming to you very, very soon. I've said this for weeks now. I know. We keep finding one small issue typically in each build that we have to squash, right? So we can't release it with critical issues that we have to abide by, different things, right? And the last one remaining has to do with some other stuff, right, that I can't necessarily talk about, unfortunately. However, the latest update is that we do have a fix for that bug that was holding it back. Actually, the last two bugs that were holding it back, those are fixed officially as of this week. So great. Yeehaw. Let's go. But we do still have to test the version, as well as some of our outside publishers have to test their games on it as well too, to give final approval on those games before we really roll it out to you. So stay tuned on that. I'm banking on next week, honestly. I said this 2 weeks ago too, but I truly am banking on next week again because it looks like it's good to go. We just have to verify a couple things too before we can fully release it to you, because you don't want us to release an update and then immediately after that have to release another update too. That's no fun. So nobody wants that. Nobody wants to update for 2 gigs and then update for 2 gigs again and then update for 2 gigs again. It's not a good time, right? So we intentionally hold it back due to that reason too. We have to fully test it, make sure it's vetted. So with that in mind, it's very, very soon. Again, I'm looking for next week likely. So, and we'll talk about what's actually in that update. There are some things that I don't want to talk about yet with it. So we'll stay tuned on that stuff. I can tell you that I know that you all requested, or a lot of you at least, the vast majority of you requested when we released Rastan 3, right? So Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode 3. I'm happy to tell you, you told us it was too easy. We cranked that difficulty all the way up. All the way, max. So there you go. So with the update for 9.011.000, you will get an update. So retroactively, the game will play for Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode 3, the mouthful of the game, will play at the highest difficulty. So it is doable, by the way. I've played it already too on this difficulty. It's very, very challenging. So if you're looking to check that game out again for a refresher, it is online as well too. That is a beat 'em up that has online multiplayer available to you. So yeah, check it out again whenever the game or whenever that update releases. So just a heads up on that one. It's too hard now? No. Don't lie to me. Everybody told us this game was too easy when it released, so we cranked it up. So now, a game that needs turned down, however, we are still looking into again, which would be Rage of the Dragons that you talked about in solo mode, is very difficult to get through, right? So we like to keep it difficult on purpose. It's more challenging. It's more fun when a game is challenging. We just don't want it to be too difficult where it gets too frustrating and you just quit the game forever, right? We don't want that either. So we are still looking into the difficulty levels, adjusting on Rage of the Dragon as well too. Is that going to be in this next update? I don't know. It's not in currently. However, we'll see. We'll see if we can sneak that one in, but we are testing around with that one right now too. Yeah, see, it's too easy. You run through the levels straight to the boss. I know. That's the vast majority of you telling us that, so we cranked it up all the way. There you go. If you hate it, it is what it is sometimes. You know, we can still look into adjusting it more. It's software. We can make adjustments, okay? Let me see here. Oh, duh, the title of the episode, right? So, again, I can't say anything without you guys speculating on me nonstop, right? I said Operation Check-In, not Operation Update or Release on purpose. So, yes, an update for Operation Wolf. Yeah, we are in the final stages of testing still. So it's mostly comes down to adjustments to the actual game needed that were requested by Taito. So minor adjustments, nothing crazy. Don't worry. You're still going to be playing Operation Wolf in all its glory, right? So, however, there's quality of life changes that we can talk about when the game releases as well. I can mention some here a little bit too. Things like we have to abide by the Geneva Convention, so the red crosses on there we have to take out. So, like that's edited out. So we've done that. It's minor things like that. Really is what we had to do to edit this one. It's not like there's major gameplay changes or anything like that too. A little bit of the flashing as well too. We slowed down on the super machine gun just so it's not crazy abrasive in your face because it's a straight up white screen. It hurts your eyes. By today's gaming standards, it's very different. So, yeah. So we had to make edits and things like that too, which then need approval again by Taito, right? So we have to wait for their total blessing, you know, for release and stuff like that too. So we're still working on that kind of stuff. All the changes are in. It's up to them to approve it essentially at this point, right? And hopefully they don't come back with anything else, but you never know, right? It's up to them. It's their game. It's their baby. So. But yes, that's my operation update. So soon, very soon, you will know when that game is going to release and what day it's going to release. I can guarantee you that. So stay tuned on that. We're not just gonna shadow drop that one on you on some random day. You will know when Operation Wolf is going to release. Things like Sinden as well too. Of course, is brand new technology for us still, and Android to them is also still relatively new as well too. So playing around with their open source drivers that we're using and making adjustments to those. It's tricky. It's a learning process, right? So there's issues that we've resolved now too, and it's should be fully good to go as far as we understand, but still things that we're playing around with. We have found that their own firmware has broken at least one person's gun. So if he's watching right now, I'm so sorry. It's not my fault. So using their firmware to flash a gun did break one. But we'll find out. We'll find out how to fix that essentially too. But there will be some things like software that you will probably have to update on your gun, likely on your own side of things. That's something that we don't do in-house. That's something that you totally have to do on your own. With that, otherwise, it will be plug and play. So that is the thing with light guns. We are making them plug and play as possible for Sinden out the gate. If we work with others later on down the road, we'll see. Again, open accessories program. We're not opposed to working with any other company that wants to come and get their stuff onto the system, right? So there you go. That's the update on light guns. All right. Anything else? Any other questions I can answer right now? We'll do some Q&A, and then I'm going to head out because I don't have too much time today. I could take a couple questions. We'll take like five, 6 questions if we got them. Let me see if there's any pressing issues that I missed while I was chattering on here. So sorry. I'm long-winded sometimes. I know. It's hard for me when I don't have another person to interact and I'm just looking at a camera. I don't know. It's just a different thing, right? This is why I'm not built to be a streamer. That's how it goes. I'm telling you guys, one day we're going to have an actual streamer out here, not me. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much better than me. Let's see. Can't talk about things I can't talk about. As far as hardware and games, anything that's not announced, it's not announced yet. We will announce it when we're ready. And other games, right? Let's see here. Let me see here. What other actual questions can I answer? Let's see. It's too hard now. Okay, we're getting back to these questions. Okay. Rachel's Dragons is hard. Yes, we talked about this. Okay. Any Wizard of Walls online multiplayer news? You'll have to talk to the developer themselves. That's not up to us to add that one online. You'll have to get straight to Comfort Games. As we said on release, it's not available. It's not in our plans to make it available. for online. It's up to the developer themselves to make that game online. There you go. Never promise anything. That's why we don't promise it. So, can you make difficulty selections selectable or difficulty selections? Yeah. So like dip switches and stuff coming into settings. Yeah, potentially. We've talked about this before too. This is something that we'd like to get to down the road. It's just not immediately like the most important things. I got other fixes and stuff going in that I need to get to first before I want to add new stuff like that. But yeah, dip switches and stuff, that's something that we've talked about before too, that we'd like to add in. It's just something we just haven't quite gotten to yet. Let's see. Alert for game updates. So games do update to alert you. The way that games are fashioned, the moment that a game update is available for your system, the moment that you try to go into that game and play it, it will tell you, hey, there's an update available for this game. It prompts you. You can say yes or no. So each time you subsequently, if you cancel that, if you decline it, every time you decline it and then go back into that game, it's going to ask you if you want to update. So you can always update. Yeah, there's no reason to check the store for updates and things like that. If you just are playing games naturally, that's the way it's intended to. And then you'll see the update, so it just pops up. Yeah. There's still things going on with updates that we're looking into. However, for game updates, yes. That's just things that we've improved on over time. And they're still always improving on. And more games coming online, not that I can talk about right now. I think there's still, 60-some games online? 70 almost? Yeah, there's other ones we want to put online still. Let me see here. Questions. Retromania is too hard. No. Retromania is not too hard. You can talk to Retrosoft about that one. I remember when this game was coming out, and we talked about the difficulty of this game. And this is the intention of that game, is to be hard. So, you see here. Again, I can't talk about things I talked about. Can't talk about. Will the game be released with support? So MCAP's asking, I believe you're asking me about Operation Wolf, correct? Yeah, because we can talk about that a little bit. Yes, Operation Wolf will release with Light Gun on day one. However, yes, of course, it's going to play with joystick still, as we've mentioned multiple times. For standard edition users, you can play it still with joystick if you opt to. Totally fine. The game was played on Nintendo Entertainment System along with some others, right? Back in the day, for other console ports, it was played without a Light Gun. It was played with a controller, a 4-way controller, right? So a D-pad. So we put that in to the game for you to not miss out as well. However, yeah, Light Gun is this game will release with Light Gun support, yes, on day one. That is the full intention of it. You see here, no update on Bluetooth decks at this moment. Other than, I'm working on it. I'm working on it with Glenn. There is no Bluetooth Light Gun support because we do not have Bluetooth Light Gun support built in yet, because there hasn't been a Bluetooth Light Gun that we work with yet, and really one that exists. So, somebody did ask me, I don't know if it's in this chat right now yet too. Somebody was asking me about light guns with HDMI out, and have I tested them? I did finally test it, by the way. So I did test a light gun game. I did test Operation Wolf with HDMI out on a different screen, right? So a different screen I was playing on. You can do it. It's possible. You definitely want a low-lit room. I can tell you that 100%. You want to crank the brightness up on that TV 100% too, whatever screen you're using. It does work. However, there's a slight delay because you're really going through a light gun that is connected through USB, which is your first point of contact, which is being fed into the board, which is your second point of contact, which is then being fed into the game itself, right? So with that, adding another point of contact, which would be your HDMI out cable, and then it connecting to the monitor or like TV you're connected to, right? There is some delay there too. I don't know if that's something that we can necessarily improve upon. It's not something right away for sure. Playable, yes. Best experience, definitely not. I can tell you that. But yeah, we'll see on that one too. It could also be like the room that I was playing in was very bright and stuff too. So I haven't like fully tested this yet, but I'll get to that at some point. But yeah, so technically speaking, yes, you can play on a different HDMI connected screen with a light gun game. However, it's just not, it's suboptimal currently. Yep. So whoever asked me that, if you're in chat, there you go. Let me see here. Other questions I can get to. pretty much it. I'll take probably 2 more questions for the day, and then I got to get going here. It's 3:30. Biggie D, I talked about this a little bit earlier too. Yeah, we have no information for you right now on if or when you will see gold cabs for sale. So we let up with that the past couple months too. Even when the last batch came in, we stated that, and we've tried to be as open as possible with you on that. Every single episode almost, I feel like I've talked about that. Yeah. So again, it was never a FOMO sell. It was a true and honest. I don't know what our plan is currently. Well, I do know. However, it's nothing that we can announce anytime right now. And with that too, that plan could totally change. That's why we haven't announced that plan, right? So yeah. So currently no gold cabs available. Sold out. It's great. It's a good thing for us. Bad thing because I would love to sell you more cabs. Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? However, for us, it's nice to sell out of a product. Let me see here. What's it? Raymond is asking, yeah, people are still live. Don't you worry. Everybody's still live. It's not just me here. I promise you that. Zhang was here. Now he was here for a while, actually, too. And I tried to get him on, and then he went back to South Korea. So he's over there right now, too. So we'll see if we can get him on. I'll definitely have him on again soon. I tried to get him on last week right before we left, too. He didn't want to go back, but he's back for a little while. So, and then he'll be back soon enough. Let me see here. Is online tank bash coming? My plans haven't changed for it. You'll have to talk to Billy. You'll have to talk to Bash about that. That is their game, not mine. Let me see. So I'll take one more question here. Let's see. I'll get a good question. Let me see here. What else we got going on? Will there be a Saturn leaderboard? Only if Saturn Deluxe does release on our platform. Yep, Saturn Deluxe has the leaderboards as well as achievements unlocked in that game too. That's the difference between Saturn and Saturn Deluxe, which is currently available on Steam as Saturn Deluxe. I don't know if it's available on any other platform currently. Like PC has, you can get it on IO as well too, on H.io as Saturn, right? So we'll see. We'll see on that too. Again, totally up to the developer. This is not a game that we implement the leaderboards for. So it's developed totally by Maybell. So you have to bug them about it. No, I mean, we'd love to see leaderboards for that game too. It's something that, of course, we've talked about before too. Just totally up to them. Some developers have time. Some developers don't have time. Depends on what projects they're working on too. Some developers release games to this game development. Yeah, game development isn't even their full-time job, so it's a hobby for them, right? So you see some of those games on the platform. I'm not going to pull out any right now necessarily, but sometimes you see those games on the platform, and it may not even seem like it. It might seem like it's a big studio making the game, but it's not. So that does happen sometimes. And so it's totally up to them. Maybe they just have a high workload, and they simply cannot get back to that game right now to add something like leaderboards and take the time to do it. So even if it might be a quick thing, it just depends, right? People have lives. Let me see here. Anything else? I can't talk about that question. I'm not going to pull this question up, but I almost just got baited into giving extra info that I didn't want to give out by a question. So that was really good. That was sneaky. I like it. It's very good phrasing on this person's part. I'm not even going to pull it up. Gold has been retired. Platinum next. I'm not saying anything on hardware right now. So there you go. I'll leave it at that for now. As we've mentioned before in the past weeks and months. Yeah. We have our own plan. We'll announce it when we're ready. Who all will be going to Cleveland? I am going to Cleveland. I do every year. I've gone for the past 2 years now. It's been great. That's why we're going back. We're super stoked to be going back again to the Cleveland Gaming Classic. There we go. Which is September, I want to say 23rd through the 25th. I don't know if those dates are right. It is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday this year. It's usually a one-day event. They've expanded and sprawled so much in the past couple of years, which is amazing to see. Shout out to them if they're watching right now too, if Tom's watching. Their team's amazing over there for the Cleveland Gaming Classic. So yes, we will be in attendance this year. We are invited back. We're just going to be having fun this year too. We're not even really going as an exhibitor. We're just going to have fun, play around on the machines with everybody. So we'll set up some tournaments and things like that going on. We have a good time. So as we do every year, honestly. Yep. So hope to see a lot of you there in September. I will 100% be there. Maybe Zhang will be there. Maybe you'll see some other faces from the company. We'll see. It's a little bit of a ways out right now. I haven't fully planned everything yet, but yes, I will 100% be there. I guarantee it. All right. So I'm still waiting on one more actual question here that I can answer. Can't answer games I can't talk about. All right, that's pretty much it. We can end it here because I got to get going anyway too. I'm a busy bee today. Fortunately, yeah, that's all the updates I got for you this time, right? So we'll see more updates to come soon, more actual system updates and things coming out very shortly too. I know I keep saying soon. I swear. It's like it's this close every week, and then it's like one thing you find, and then we got to fix it, right? We got to scrap the whole thing. We got to get it back to the drawing boards a little bit, not get it back to the drawing boards, but we got to fix the issue first to resolve it, and then bring it back out to life, and then test it. It goes through a whole cycle again, right? It's cyclical each time, which takes more and more time. So unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast and how testing goes. Still seeing if there's any questions I missed here. So only Coleco drops until Operation Wolf. No, I didn't say that either. You got a game that wasn't in Coleco today, in fact. And you've also gotten games like Saturn and stuff. You've had literally 1 week of Colecos. I love that people like lose their mind. It's been 1 week of Coleco games, and you're like, it's only Colecos. I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, it's how it goes sometimes. There's been this week, we had Coleco, and then a week ago, we had a Coleco game too, and that was it. Before that, you had Saturn, which was free, mind you, which a lot of you are enjoying. And then we've also had Wizard of Oz came out. Oh my gosh, what else came out this year too? There's other games this year too. Hyroxia 2. I'm trying to think of what else too. There's other games on my radar. Ninja Baseball Batman, of course, too. I can't believe I forgot about Ninja Baseball Batman this year. So it's only 2 months into the year even too. So keep that in mind. Got plenty more to come. Plenty of things. I can't reveal all my secrets right out the gate of the year. But all right. Will I let you know? I don't know what we're talking about here, what I'm supposed to let you find out before anybody else knows, but probably I will tell you here first, as I usually do. It's pretty rare that we don't tell stuff ourselves first. So, all right. With that, I'm going to close it out for the day because I do got to get going. However, thanks so much for tuning in. I will hopefully have very more substantial updates for you very soon. As I usually say, soon. Trademark. I guarantee I'm going to trade that very soon. Along with other updates on things like accessories outside of light guns, right? So accessories, controllers from GRS, spinners, trackballs, right? 4-player online, things that we've talked about. UI, everything, right? So stay tuned. It's early in the year still. We're still going. Small team. We got a lot to go. So there you go. Let me play you out with my late game version, my late game video from last year, from like November last year too. I'll show this off a little bit too. Just to remind you, there's still other games outside of these still available. They haven't gone anywhere. They're still there on the servers for you to enjoy. So have fun. As always, game on. I usually leave out with that. I don't know. It's a weird day today. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Have fun. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Hope you actually get a weekend. Enjoy some games. Don't just let it sit there. You can actually play games. Crazy enough that you buy an arcade style machine to actually play games and not just sit there. I know. So go ahead, play some games. Check them all out. There's plenty to choose from. Hopefully something suits your fancy. If not, we got more coming up very soon. And with that, officially, game on.